All right, so we have some new information on Colossus. I haven't looked into this yet. I just saw the post, and I'm going to bring it up. And let's look at it because I was honestly a bit downer on Colossus when I initially saw it, and I think that's mainly due to the fact that the blue text that was shown that said they were going to move Shockwave so it was more accessible. Um, because I didn't see that first, I think it actually made me more pessimistic on the tree overall. So I am a little more optimistic on the tree and how it plays and what it can do. Um, so I'm very curious to see what they're clarifying here and what it means for us. All right, so we've noticed a few common questions about Colossus, and we'd like to clarify some points. First, on the flavor. Colossus warriors are big and mighty, but they're also veterans of countless battles and have the expertise to use that brawn most effectively. I do wish there was a little more flavor. Aside from the size increase, I didn't really feel like a colossus of energy, right? Maybe they could do something where whenever you activate Avatar, it like makes you look more like stony, more colossus, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I just want a little more flavor in these talent trees. I think as much as I feel that Mountain Thane is kind of built towards Prot Warrior, I do think that it really hits that Blood and Thunder kind of aesthetic for Warrior, right? At least for Prot. And with all the lightning strikes and all that stuff, I think it's a little more thematic. They're a fearsome combination of raw physical energy and a mastery of warfare that no one wants to face in the battlefield. Mechanically, Colossus will aim to deliver some of the biggest melee hits around, and some of those big hits come from knowing precisely when and where to hit their target to maximum effectiveness. When I talked about my warrior rework, one thing that I really was interested more in arms is having this big hit philosophy, right? Because, yeah, Fury, even when you look at how Fury holds their weapons, Fury doesn't hold, like, let's say if this was the Fury weapon, right? Fury doesn't hold the weapon down here, right? Fury on the grip chokes up on it. So it's still wielding them like this, almost like one-handers with Titan's grip. But arms, you have both hands on there, right? You're able to get some really big hits. And my philosophy is what I want arms to be is massive hits. I want big chunkies is what I want when I play arms. And right now, with how we're mainly building and focused around haste, because haste is so important, and then based on the amount of extra crit damage we're getting, probably from the hero talent tree and from our base talent tree with Impale, getting haste and crit have always been our big stats, but I'd almost rather see maybe some more mastery being better. Maybe some I don't really know how I feel about versatility. It's kind of a weird stat, but having those bigger hits is what I'm really looking for when it comes to arms. So I already like how I'm reading this here. Regarding Demolish. Demolish is a 2-second channel, and the warrior is unable to move, or use other abilities while channeling. Similar to I-Beam or Fist of Fury, you can cancel both of these. You can cancel these. I wonder if you're going to be able to cancel. You probably don't want to cancel Demolish, but if it saves your life, you should be able to. Just like those abilities, a Colossus player will have to think tactically about when and where is optimal to use it. This is an intentional part of the flavor of the ability. I'm cool with that. If that's what they want to go for, I'm cool with it. But the idea of potentially rooting yourself for 2 seconds every 30 seconds is very dangerous depending on the encounter. Every hit of Demolish will hit hard, so you'll want to use it as soon as you can. I like that. I like that. The "you are grounded" terminology in Unstoppable Force was intended to reflect granting an immunity to stuns and knockbacks. The tooltip has been updated with more clear language. Nice. The visuals of Demolish are still being iterated on, but to give you an idea of where we're going currently. The channel starts with a quick 2-strike combo, leading to a big wind-up into a massive overhead slam that cracks the ground in the affected area. The initial 2 strikes should feel like you're ramping yourself and putting the target off balance so you could land the massive final hit. Maybe, if we're thinking about it right, it could be something more where you come in with a hit, like in terms of like, if they're wanting to do something big like that. I don't know how low I need to get for my camera, but if you come in with the hit, I don't want to just spill shit on my floor. If you come in with the hit, if you come in with like a 2 combo and you like, what's a good way to do it? I guess if you slammed overhead and then came up with this, but then you had that stance for the big hit, maybe something like that would be cool. That I think I'd like, where you would baba, right? I don't really know necessarily how they do it. Maybe they would do it more style where it's more over your head like this, where you're doing a big slam into the ground. They could also do it sideways, right? Where if you did a slash and then if you could slash to the side, but then that slash could use the momentum into a huge windup and then hit the slam. I just hope the animation's cool, right? I hope it's cool. We'll see. We're explicitly trying to avoid feeling like Rampage or the flurry attack from Fire Laugh. Thank you. A lot of people, myself included, saw this ability and saw, oh, they're just gonna recycle Fear Laugh. Like, straight up just recycle Fear Laugh. And that's not what anybody really wanted. So I'm glad that they're doing that. The Warrior class tree will receive a significant rearrangement in the War Within. A lot of people were very doomer about how Warrior was going to act, where what they were assuming was going to happen is they're going to... For this talent tree, as an example, what they're going to do is just X this capstone, move Shockwave up, and give us Stormbolt baseline, is what a lot of people were like, oh, they're just going to give this to us, it's going to suck. We're going to get a big shebang. I hope we get a full rework, just like the Rogues and the DHs did. And imagine getting a full rework on top of getting these hero talents. Woo! Might be really, really juice. And having access to Stormbolt, as well as the knock-up variation of Earthquaker, making it way, way more valuable in Mythic Plus, so you're not just standardly DRing stuns. The cool thing about the knock-up, which is really, really great as well, is knockups can't be DR'd. And because knockups can't be DR'd, this thing becomes insanely valuable, right? Insanely valuable. But this is certainly something I'm really glad that they put out. The Warrior class tree will see... We're pleased to confirm that it is possible and easy to take Stormbolt and Shockwave at once. Why? That sounds weird to me. I feel like... I mean, I guess they gave Demon Hunters their single target stun for free. And then they also moved their Chaos Nova to a better spot. Kind of weird, but I'd also like to see them uncap Intimidating Shout. I don't see a reason why it needs to be capped at 5. This would make having Shockwave and Intimidating Shout, especially with Intimidating Shout being on a 1.5-minute cooldown for bigger situations, way, way nicer for us and provide way better utility. For those warriors interested in more interactions with Execute, keep your eye out for Slayer. Thank you for all the feedback. Okay, this is going to be Execute focused talent tree. How is that going to work with... I'm very curious on how this is going to work with Fury, because if it's Execute centric, obviously you think arms. But unless it's passive that just do more damage or increase bleed damage or something, I'm not really sure how Slayer is going to work. I'm very curious to see. But here's the thing to note, I guess, with this as well. Having a class that's already the best Execute in the game, and then potentially having an entire hero talent tree dedicated towards Execute, might be one of the most broken Execute classes in the entire game. So I am very curious to see what we get with Slayer. We wouldn't have Demolish with this setup, obviously, but depending on boss design, having Execute as a niche, and then on top of that, having even stronger Execute, sounds kind of crazy to me. So, as they've communicated with us more about these hero talent trees, for Warrior at least, I'm looking more and more forward to it. I've got a good feeling. I almost hope we get our Warrior tree rework in Season 4, and then they get to change and iterate it to the way they want to with Season 4, and then we have the hero talents on top of it, because I'm kind of worried that This stuff still sounds really great. Like Colossus sounds good. Hopefully Slayer sounds really good. But I'm worried that if we get a talent rework on top of hero talents at the same time, we might be too strong. And the reason you don't want to be too strong is if you're overpowered, generally you're gonna get fucking nerfed. Um, they did like kind of a crazy good job with the balance of Demon Hunter. They actually nerfed their AoE significantly multiple times to the point where they feel more fair. But I am very curious to see on how they're going to treat Warrior coming up and getting more information on what they want Demolish to be, their philosophy behind it, how they feel Colossus should be is good. This is the kind of communication I like. I hope we get more of this kind of communication. I know even me and the community's kind of been really iffy on the amount of lack of tuning and the issue of communication with, even though they wanted 10.2.6 to be a surprise. Honestly, if they're keeping 10.2.6 this close to the chest, I think it might be something really cool. I really hope it's something really cool. But I really hope that having zero communication on that isn't gonna bite them for this. But this is cool. I'm looking forward to this. Um, I am way less doomer about this, considering that they will receive a significant rearrangement. Because it is very important that how our class functions changes a little bit as they've been updating the other classes. After we get it, hopefully, honestly, I'm really hoping for Death Knight to get some revamps. They've done some changes with them, but I really hope Death Knight gets a look at, because I feel like it's been the same for a long time, and it deserves a little re-up. But yeah, cool. The next video I'm going to make is about boss health and my thought on boss health nerfs. And that should go up. I've been kind of in a rut, so I haven't really been uploading much, but that'll go up here pretty soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.